Both of them are clean, right?
Om Gananam Sva Ganapatim Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashavastamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspatana Shranvannuti Visidhasadanam Om Shri Mahaganadipataye Namaha Om Vrishabham Charkaninam Vishwarupamadabhyam Brahaspatim Varenyam Om Tad Vishno Paramam Padam Sada Pasyanti Sodayah Divi Vachakshurasatam Om Shrim Dhrim Jyotirrahmaya Namaha Om Hare Ramakrishna Hare Ramakrishna Hare Ramakrishna Om Parasaraya Namaha Om Parasaraya Namaha Om Parasaraya Namaha Om Ghaneshoryah Adityah Om Ghaneshoryah Adityah Om Ghaneshoryah Adityah Om. Okay. Like I was saying before we started recording, from now onwards we'll start using the Hora chart again, and we'll use what I call as Umasima Hora, or rather the interpreted Parasara Hora, basically the correct version of Parasara Hora. So we'll start using that for financial results of any natives. Do you have any chart you want to, any examples?
I want to, like 2 months back we looked at my chart. Everything came true actually. We predicted this this time, this will happen like that.
Very
promotion, everything came true.
Career. Okay,
yeah.
very good. Good. Okay. So, any chart you want to see? Just as a note, basically, what about the Hora and D24 those articles that I shared, the bottom line is some of the divisional chart calculation may be off. But the thing is, I'm not suggesting that every divisional chart where the DTs are taken in reverse for event signs, there is a calculation problem in the divisional chart. I'm not sure. Some of them actually seem to be fine. So we have to basically look at each definition by itself and see if it makes sense or not. For example, if you take the D24, simply going from Leo to Cancer for the art signs and then Cancer to Gemini for event signs simply doesn't make sense. I'm pretty sure if anybody who is logically thinking, the thing is to understand Rishis, what you need knowledge of Sanskrit and then some knowledge of Jyotish. If you don't have knowledge of the subject that Rishis are talking about, you can't really understand them. If you are translating Jyotish classics, then Jyotish knowledge. If you are translating Vastu classics or let's say Ayurveda classics, you need to have some grounding. Well, you should be well grounded in Ayurveda. And otherwise, you can't understand some writing in Ayurveda. So, understanding of the subject being covered, a broad understanding of the subject, and good understanding of Sanskrit language. And third thing is some common sense and logical thinking, which is basically a must. Rishis obviously assume that you are a logical and intelligent person. They don't expect you to be a really dumb person and think for that. So you have to have some common sense and logical thinking. And finally, if you have some purity of purpose, like you don't have any selfish or ulterior or egoistic motives, then that helps you understand better. So these are the 4 qualities that you really need. And what happens with Jyotish is, I don't know about the 4th motive, but definitely when it comes to logical thinking and common sense, some people basically did not really apply. And also another thing is, some of us who are educated in the modern education, it actually grounds us in logical thinking. It makes us a little more logical. So that definitely has to be brought to the table. So if you forget about knowledge of Sanskrit, knowledge of Jyotish, etc. If you tell anybody in art science you map from Leo to Cancer, in event science you map from Cancer to Gemini, and so you are basically taking Geo, Cancer and Gemini. Cancer and Leo. These are the 3 signs basically. What is special about them? There is no it's not structurally, it has no special meaning of any kind basically, it just doesn't make sense. Whereas if you say Leo to Cancer in one case and Cancer to Leo, it just makes so much sense. So I got a few mails from people who said, I don't know if your method of interpretation is right or not, other factors I'm not sure, but this alone basically, going from Cancer to Gemini is absolutely illogical. Until I read your article, I wasn't aware that this is how software do it. And as a matter of fact, if somebody actually paid attention to the calculations and looked at it before, somebody must have wondered, what the hell is this? This makes no sense. So,
Well, why did he ask us to start from Leo and Cancer? Because it is the...
that we don't know for sure. That is where I speculated that Leo and Cancer are the signs of Ajna Chakra according to cosmic astrology of Yukteswar Maharaj. So there is also, if you, in other words, if you basically divide the zodiac into two halves, one corresponding to the, let's say, solar half and the other lunar half. That's why I said Pingala and Ida. So the chakras, basically the 6 chakras in one half and the 6 chakras in the other half are represented by the 6 signs in the lunar half and 6 signs in the solar half according to Yukteswar Maharaj. So Leo and Cancer, owned by the luminaries, are supposed to be the highest chakra, and Saturnine signs are supposed to be the lowest chakra, and then it's supposed to be this is how he maps the Rakis to chakras. So maybe there is some significance, but the thing is, knowledge comes either through intuition or through logical thinking. So maybe the solar half shows logic and the lunar half shows intuition, and probably just like you go from Aries and again to Pisces, that's the natural sequence of the signs. If you take this particular natural sequence of the signs, you are starting from either in the intuitive part or in the logical part, you are starting with the highest and then going to the mundane plane and then again going to the highest. So there is some structure there. But the thing is, what Parashara never said count up to Gemini. All he said is count from Leo, 24 signs, and count from Cancer. So people assume that from Leo it means Leo to Cancer, but Cancer they just assume this Cancer to Gemini. Whereas he specifically said you count in reverse, but the thing is, he said, in the case of Cancer, and when starting from Bhima or when starting from Cancer, you count in reverse. So, it can be interpreted in such a way that count in reverse applies to both, but people applied only to one of them. And they assume that signs always have to be counted forward.
Zodiac. Counted zodiacally.
Counted zodiacally. Now the thing is, here it's so absurd if you do it the way normally people interpret. So it is very easy to say, okay, this is nonsense, it has to be this way. But there are other cases where it's not so intuitive. So you can basically, if you look at one structure versus the other structure, things are still reasonably meaningful. So there are other charts where we are not 100% sure, we need to do more research. Okay, so and then all of you read the Hora chart, right? Hora chart is also basically the same way. What Parashara said is there is a cycle of Parivritti Dvayam Hora now. Basically, there is a cycle of starting from Mesha. There is a cycle of there are 2 cycles of the signs mapping to the 24 horas, and each hora is half of a sign. And when you map them, you get 2 cycles starting from Aries of the zodiac. And then he said the first half is suns and the second half is moons in odd signs, and the first half is moons and second half is suns in even signs. So the thing is, if we take our Kasinath Hora that we taught at SJC, Sanjay taught and I taught you. So if you take that chart, the first half of Aries is Scorpio. So taking Scorpio, there basically he interpreted, whoever came up with this chart, maybe Kasinath, he interpreted the sun and moon to be the day strong and night strong signs. Basically there has to be some polarity. So that's what he used. Day strong and night strong. So that way, the day strong sign owned by Mars happens to be Scorpio. So it's Scorpio, Aries, Taurus, Libra, like that. So first of all, it doesn't start from Aries, and second of all, we don't really have 2 cycles. So it doesn't really make much sense strictly from the Parashara point of view. So there are these people. There were a few years back, there was this big motion in the internet on Yahoo Group, somebody said Parivritti Hora makes much better sense. They explained the charts of some rich people and said, compared to the other horas, standard Cancer Leo Hora or the Kashinath Hora or other possibilities that are out there, just the Parivritti Dvaya Hora, basically just go to cycles. It explains much better. So they gave a lot of examples and said this is it. But the problem with that was, it explains why there is a Parivritti Dvayam starting from Mesha. It doesn't explain why you say the first half is suns and the second half is moons. And it's not like you are taking sun and moon as just devatas, just like the Indra, Agni, etc. for the Samsa. They are actually given as the laws, and devatas are mentioned as Pitrus and Devas. Devas for sun and Pitrus for moon. So there has to be some polarity, solar and lunar kind of classification, male, female classification. So instead of day, night, my idea was take odd and even. So if you take odd and even, so in first half, in odd signs, you map to odd and even signs. In even signs, you map to even and odd signs instead of odd and even signs. If you do that, basically, so you are arranging the horas in that order. You are saying first hora of Aries, second hora of Aries, second hora of Taurus, first hora of Taurus, first hora of Gemini, second hora of Gemini, second hora of Cancer, first hora of Cancer. If you arrange in that order, then basically the mapping of to sun and moon makes sense, because then each sign, the second, if it is odd, the first half will go to sun. If it is even, second half will go to sun. Sun meaning odd and moon meaning even, basically. And also, when you arrange all the horas like this, the first hora goes to Aries, second hora to Taurus, third hora to Gemini, fourth hora to Cancer, etc. And there is a cycle of two zodiacs, basically. So it perfectly explains everything. It is logical, and also it seems to actually give good results. When you look at people who had financial problems or people who had really good times in financial terms, it makes more sense. And the thing is, if somebody ignored the reversal in even signs, just took the Parivritti Dvayam, if they were looking at charts where mostly planets were in odd signs, it will basically still be the same. So it basically has a 50% chance of being the same. So it's no wonder that some people actually found that to be working well. So from now onwards, we'll start using that chart. Okay. So any chart you want to see? Any data?
With respect to Hora, right, you want to see?
No, not necessarily. What I meant is, if any financial questions come up, we'll use Hora, that's it.
Oh, okay.
But
I have one chart.
Yeah.
The person she wants to pursue the education and also job.
pursue education
and
job.
and
Okay.
where to go. And I looked at the chart.
Okay.
Of times. So June 4th, 1974.
June 4,
74.
1974,
9:10 a.m.
9:10 a.m.
Eastern. India time.
Yeah.
Tenali, India.
Tenali.
Female.
Female.
18 is 35 and 16.
Yeah, I'll say it. Just give me a second. How should I say it?
Her name is Sunita.
Sunita. Okay. So the data is 1974 June 4, 9:10 a.m. 5 hours 30 minutes east of GMT, that is IST. The place is Tenali, 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 India, 80 degrees 35 minutes east, 16 degrees 15 minutes north. Okay. Pawana Jyeshta Purnima. Okay.
Events are
Events.
marriage 21st February 1996.
21st February
1996.
1996 marriage. Okay.
Yeah. She came to US first time in
Came to US
January 25th, 1997.
January 25th,
97.
1997. Okay.
Education is BCom in 1995.
BCom in 1995.
She appeared for CPA August 2008.
CPA means Chartered Professional Accountant. Okay.
In US actually.
Appeared for when?
August 2008.
August 2008.
8.
Yeah.
And October 2010. Both times she failed.
October 2010 and failed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First child, May 24, 1998.
First child May 24,
1998.
1998. Yeah.
And second child is April.
Male or female both?
Female.
First child?
First child is female, second child is male.
First child female, second child son, Kevin,
April 11, 2004.
April 11, 2004.
Yes.
There is a big gap. Okay.
She wants to know like
Questions are
questions are like
education.
education.
Education meaning that she has basically clearing CPA or anything else.
She wants to know whether she can pursue a CPA or go for something else like
CPA or some other course.
yeah.
Okay. And then career. Does she have a career now here?
No, here and there she works like a
But no serious
no
career.
serious.
And or at least she feels that that's not a serious enough career for her. Okay.
Like shops.
Okay. Okay. So she got married on 1996 February 21st. She came to US on 1997 January 25th. She did her BCom, Bachelor of Commerce it's basically a bachelor's degree in economics, commerce, those kind of subjects in 1995. And she appeared for her first Chartered Professional Accountant CPA exam in August 2008 and then again in October 2010 and failed both times. She had her first child, a daughter, on 1998 May 24 and a second child, a son, on 2004 April 11. And the questions are basically, how is education? Can she clear CPA or should she study something else? And career, how will be the career? She works at shops and does some odd jobs but doesn't have a stable and solid career. So she wants to know how her career will be. So,
And both times CPA she failed with few less marks, like 2 marks like that.
closely.
Closely.
Failed both closely. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So let us see the chart. First let's do some rectification. Now Navamsha. When did she get married? 1996 February. 96 February 21st. Does it make sense? 96 February she got married. Does it make sense?
Jupiter Mercury, sir. Jupiter Mercury. Mercury Mahadasha and Jupiter on that. No, D9. Oh, Vimshottari of D9.
Vimshottari of D9.
Jupiter Mahadasha and Mercury and that. 7th Lord in 8th house. Actually, interesting is Vimshottari it was reversed. Mercury Mahadasha, Jupiter and
So Jupiter Dasha, Mercury Antardasha. Okay?
it's 7th Lord, sir. 7th Lord.
7th Lord is Jupiter. Yeah, his Dasha is running.
And Lagna Lord Mercury. He's in the 5th house.
Yeah.
With the 5th house. So, yes, it is a possibility.
Yeah. So it does basically add up. So Jupiter is the 7th Lord, so he can give marriage. And Mercury he's a Lagna Lord, he's in the 7th house from Venus, and he's also he has a Rajoga in the 5th house. Lagna Lord and 6th Lord together in the 7th from Venus. So he can give marriage. So, okay. What are the other events we know?
First came to US.
Came to US.
January 97.
97 Jan. So D4. '97 Jan.
Once again Jupiter. Rahu, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, does it make sense?
Jupiter is the Badaka Lord and Rahu is in the Badaka sign.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you say Jupiter is in Badaka Sthana?
No, Badaka
He is with Badaka Lord, yes. Yeah.
And looking at the 9th Lord and 12th Lord,
Yeah.
both of them are Mercury in the 12th house.
Yeah. Okay. So, Lord of Badaka sign is with Jupiter and Rahu, whose Antardasha has happened,
Is in the
he is in the Badaka Sthana.
and Rahu is also someone who provides.
He is Karaka for going.
And this chart in general, because the 9th Lord and 12th Lords are Mercury and in the 12th in the 12th house, it indicates good fortune might come up when you.
Yeah.
So the association of 9th Lords and the 12th Lord.
Okay.
With
Okay.
the 5th Lord also.
Okay, good. Okay.
Mercury with Saturn.
Yeah. If you were, this you can explain it. This does make sense. Jupiter Rahu can give foreign travel, but if you were predicting it, basically, if you were you didn't know it, what period would you have honestly expected it? If it comes at the right time, right age, for example.
First of all, Jupiter would not have been my candidate, sir.
Yeah. As far as the Dasha is concerned.
As far as the Mahadasha is concerned,
Yeah.
I would have never guessed third Lord and sixth Lord would actually take.
Third Lord and sixth Lord, who just because of joining the Bahaka Lord in the second house. Yeah.
That is a possibility, but Saturn, who is the fifth Lord,
Bahaka, basically Yokaraka, he is in 12th house, so he can give excellent results relating to 12th house.
or before 83.
Exalted Mercury in the exalted Mercury is the 12th Lord in the 12th house. He is exalted. So Shani Mahadasha, but Mercury Dasha comes very late. Jupiter Dasha is already, is basically till 99. So after Jupiter, Saturn comes. So Shani or Shani Buddha. Saturn or Saturn Mercury would have been the candidates. Yeah. But the thing is, this is the thing. When we use the divisional Vimshottari, it's more sensitive than, it's 4 times more sensitive than the Vimshottari. And also if there are Ainamsha errors, which can change. So if you are using the right Ainamsha, probably you will see that it is happening in Saturn Mercury or Saturn.
Can we open up the same chart with Rohini Paksha?
Yeah, you can experiment. But I haven't really, we'll continue to use Jagannath Ainamsha, but you can also study the same event, same chart with another Ainamsha and see what is going on. But in this case, it is actually Saturn that brought the event as far as Rohini Paksha Ainamsha is concerned. But the thing is, Saturn makes sense, and Saturn Mercury also makes excellent sense, because Mercury is the 9th and 12th Lord exalted in the 12th house. So any planet who is exalted or in one sign or Yokaraka, any auspicious planet in the 9th or 12th houses can give that result. But overall, first of all, the powerful 12th house does show that this person may settle abroad. And the Dasha is also adding up. Now children.
Actually, they went back to settle in India and came back again.
I see. When did they come back again? When did they go back and come back, do you know?
I know that they came back on 21st August.
This year? This year they came back?
Yeah.
Oh, recently?
Yeah.
Came back? Okay. To US?
Seriously, they vacated everything and they given up the house and everything.
Yeah.
So they re-established their high.
So they came back, they went and came back, okay.
Which is
okay, good. So, but were they here earlier? Were they here for a short time or for a long time? Yeah, that is what I would expect, because the 12th house is so strong. If they just came here, lived here for a year and went back, and then after 10 years came back again, it doesn't really add up. So
only for a couple of months or a few months.
Oh, so they left very shortly for less than a year and then they came back again. Okay, good.
Maybe in the moon time. Sir.
Anyway, so if you go to the Saptamsha now, she did her BCom in 95. Sorry, not BCom. Sorry. Children in 98 May, 2004 April. So open the Saptamsha. So 98 May. 98 May was one child. And 2004 was 2004 April. 98 May, 2004 April. So 98 May would be Ketu. That would be Ketu Mercury. So, Ketu Mercury is one period and the other is 2004. That would be Venus Moon. Ketu Mercury, Venus Moon. Okay. So can they give the children? Ketu Mercury. Ketu Mahadasha, Mercury is Antardasha. Can they give children?
Third it should be Saturn, right? Saturn Antardasha or Ketu?
No,
you have to go to D7 of
D7 Nishatri.
Yeah, that's what.
Saturn.
Mercury. One
Hmm? One second. Yeah, Jagannath Hayanamsa. So, Nishatri Dasha of D7, right?
Correct. It says so we got starting from March 8th, 98.
Starting from?
Yeah, Mercury starts from March 8th.
Yeah, just give me a second.
Oh, okay. It's starting as June 28th. Or maybe it has something else different. I have Jagannath Hayanamsa also.
Yeah.
Only this one you have counted or the previous ones came first? Click on preferences and last one. Oh, just go to the last one.
Are you getting Ketu Dasha?
I'm getting Ketu Mercury, sir.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm getting.
You put that pen, yeah. Okay. And save preferences. Yeah. I think every time, because you're not saving preferences, you're starting with the same. Okay. Yeah, the last one also. What happened? I didn't save it. When I closed it, I didn't save it.
Okay. So, Ketu Mercury gave one child and in Saptamsha, what is the Lagna?
Saptamsha Lagna is Aquarius. Sir.
Aquarius. Yeah.
It's an odd Lagna. Count forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Fifth Lord is Mercury.
Yeah. So why Kesdasha gave a child were not clear, but Mercury is definitely capable. He is the fifth Lord, exalted fifth Lord. So he can give the child. And when did the second child happen?
Venus Moon. Sir, because of Mercury, it can be female child. Because of that. Female. No, Mercury, I thought it neutral, right? Yes, it depends on. It depends on the.
No, but the thing is, but he is in Virgo. He is exalted. Exalted can be boy, but he is in Virgo. And Virgo is a female sign, so it can be female.
The other one in 2004, sir, which means Venus Moon.
Second.
Yes, it is in the fifth house.
Yeah.
It is the 9th house. Yeah, see from here.
Yeah. So other one is Venus Moon. Okay. So let's add up.
Second and some second child probably will just say third
Third
from
from Venus. That is like
Yeah.
third from the fifth house.
Yeah.
Which is means Leo,
Leo. Sun.
Leo, yeah.
Saturn and Leo.
Leo. So Leo's Lord
Lord
Sun is very Sun.
Sun and Leo.
He's in Pisces.
Pisces.
So taking Pisces as Lagna to see the birth of the child, you see that Lagna Lord is exalted in the fifth house with fifth Lord. So Moon is the
Fifth Lord.
Lord of the fifth house. So and why did Venus give the child? Venus Dasha? Venus doesn't have anything to do with that particular child, but in general Venus is Yokarka and he's in the fifth house. He's a Yokarka in the fifth house. So he's a good planet. He's a well-placed planet and important planet in the chart. So his Dasha is very important.
So with respect to Lagna, Venus is a good planet and hence
Yeah. Overall in this chart, Venus Dasha is an auspicious Dasha. So in the Venus Dasha, childbirth can occur, and then in the corresponding in each Antardasha, the Antardasha running at the time of each child perfectly explain that particular child. Now the only thing we haven't really explained is why did Ketu give the first child? Can Ketu give the first child? We said first child is from Gemini, and if you take the Lord of Gemini, Mercury, Ketu is in the ninth house for him, but he is the third Lord in the ninth house. So he's not really, there is no real significance to Ketu. I mean, can you come up with a decent logic why Ketu should give that child? Venus can give being the Yokarka in the Saptamsha, Mercury can give being the planet showing that child, but why Ketu? If you actually use the Rohini Paksha answer, you see that it is both the children were born in Venus Dasha. In the Dasha of the Yokarka, who is in the fifth house. Basically, if Yokarka is in fifth house, or fifth Lord is in fifth house, or an exalted planet is in the fifth house, he will give very auspicious results related to fifth house. So, in the Venus Dasha, both the children were born, and the Antardasha was Venus itself for one child. Basically, Venus is in the fifth house, and it was Moon for the second child. Venus Moon for the second child. No, not Venus Moon. Jupiter, sorry, my mistake. Venus for one child, Venus Jupiter instead of Moon. Venus Jupiter for the other child. And the thing with Venus is he is in the fifth. So he can give. And the other one is Venus Jupiter. Jupiter is
in the fifth.
for the second child, Sun is the one who shows it, and he is in Pisces. So the Lagna for the second child is basically Pisces. So Lord of the first house, he is exalted in the fifth house. So he can definitely give the child. So Venus Jupiter. 2004 April. Yeah. So it's actually Venus Jupiter. Okay. So the thing is, sometimes when you compare two Ainamsas that are basically close, like Lahiri and Rohini Paksha, most things may be same, but Dashas will be different. Dashas may be off. Here Dashas are off by 6 years. So it makes sense. In one case, even for the second child, right, it was Moon Antardasha, here is Jupiter Antardasha. So Moon is over Mars, Rahu and then Jupiter. So anyway, so bottom line is we don't have to change the Lagna. For example, if Lagna goes to Pisces, let's say, because we have a lot of leeway backwards, right? If you see, earlier, 16 minutes, 48 seconds earlier it will change. Right? So you can't really have that kind of error. But forward, 2 minutes later it will change. So Pisces is a possibility. But if it is Pisces, Venus is the third and eighth lord. His Dasha giving a child is not really that possible. And also, Ketu Mercury. Ketu maybe it will make sense now, but Mercury giving the first child also doesn't make sense. So overall, all the things that we have seen suggest that Lagna is actually Aquarius. So we know that Lagna is not off by more than a degree. Okay. More than a minute, more than a couple of minutes. What are the other events we know?
Expiation.
Okay. The question is also relating to education, so this is actually important data, but unfortunately this is just finishing a degree, so it doesn't really, it's not really significant, very significant event, but it's as significant an event as you can find. Probably, you don't expect a very powerful Siddhamsa, first of all. You expect an average Siddhamsa. Within that, you expect a good Dasha, basically, for somebody to finish the degree. So, 95.
Just a small question.
Yes.
Sir, I don't know.
Yeah, tell me.
But with Rohini Paksha, I'm getting the Saptamsa Lagna as Pisces.
Yeah, yes. I'm also getting the same. So I think that doesn't really explain the event. So basically I changed it back by a minute and 10 seconds. And then you will basically get the same Lagna in Saptamsa.
Oh. Right, sir. 1 minute, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So we'll stick with that change.
If you use Rohini Paksha Anasa, stick with the change time. If you use Lahiri, just stick with the current time. Until we actually change over, it will be a little confusing. I'll be keeping account both basically. That's what I've been doing for the last few months. I basically opened two windows. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to D24. Here, what I want to do is, even though you don't have the software, I want to use the correct D24, which is not the Cancer to Gemini, but Cancer to Leo definition. The one that I shared yesterday night. So for that you can very quickly mentally calculate actually. It's not very difficult, but I have it in front of me. So for example, to give an example, right, Sun, he is in Taurus, right, in the Rashi chart. So he is in an even sign. So his position will change in the Siddhamsa. Where do you find him in Siddhamsa right now?
Libra, sir.
Libra. So Libra to Cancer is, count the same from Cancer. Libra to Cancer is 10 signs. Counting 10 from Cancer, no. Libra to Cancer, 10 signs. Cancer to 10 signs is Aries.
Okay.
So basically the correct position and the wrong position, the old position and the new position will be such that their midpoint is Cancer.
Oh.
That's the bottom line. So Sun should be in Aries. Similarly, are there any other planets in even signs? Moon and Rahu are in Scorpio. They are in even sign, right? And where are they in the Siddhamsa that you see on your screen? With Lahira Ainamsa, with Jagannath Ainamsa. They are in Pisces. So Pisces to Cancer is 5 signs. So counting the same from Cancer, you get Scorpio. So actual position of Moon and Rahu should be Scorpio instead of Pisces. So you can mentally basically, unfortunately here there are bunch of planets in even signs. Lagna, Mars, 6 of them are actually in even signs. So it will be a little difficult. But there will be charts where only 1 or 2 planets will be in even signs. You can mentally. Sun we did. And Lagna, if you see, Lagna is in Cancer itself. Right?
Right, sir.
I mean, not Cancer itself. It's in an even sign, Cancer. See where it is in Siddhamsa. Where is it in Siddhamsa? Capricorn. Capricorn is the 7th. So, 7th from it is there. So it doesn't change. Okay.
So the Siddhamsa.
And Mars is, you find Mars in Virgo, right?
Right, sir.
And he is also in even sign Cancer in the Rashi chart. So in the Siddhamsa chart he is in Virgo. So Virgo to Cancer is 11 signs. So Cancer to 11 signs is Taurus. So place Mars in Taurus. So the correct D24 chart that I see with the Jagannath Ainamsa is Lagna in Capricorn, Jupiter in 2nd house, Aquarius, Venus and Sun in the 4th house, Saturn and Mars in the 5th house, Mercury in the 6th house, and then Moon, Rahu, Ketu in the 11th house.
Lagna, Capricorn and Cancer.
Lagna is in Capricorn, yes. We saw it.
Yeah, seventh.
Any planet who is in the 1st or 7th won't change the position. They will remain in the same position. Other planets is symmetrically mirror image basically from Cancer. Take the Cancer Capricorn axis as the mirror, take mirror image. Or with respect to Cancer, take mirror image. Kind of like Arudha without the exception. So,
Lagna is in Capricorn.
Lagna is in Capricorn, Jupiter in Aquarius, Venus and Sun in Aries, Saturn and Mars in Taurus, Mercury in Gemini, Moon, Rahu, Ketu in Scorpio. What I will probably do is this weekend I will just release with the Hora and Siddhamsa, the correct Hora and correct Siddhamsa. I will just release that version. I was thinking of making some modifications in the Surya Siddhanta also because he made some modifications in his version in the Kundali. So I wanted to make corresponding modifications. So That is what is holding this up. Otherwise, this is ready to release.
Saturn and Mars in Taurus?
Yeah. Mercury in Gemini,
Okay.
Moon, Rahu, Ketu in Scorpio. So this is the chart with the Jagannath Hayanamsa. Okay. So she did BCom. What she did was BCom. So,
Mercury.
and then commerce, and then she is into accounting, etc. So if you take my basic rule is, first of all, is this a powerful chart or a weak chart?
Lagna Lord in 5th house.
Yeah.
With
Lagna Lord is in 5th house with the 4th Lord.
the 4th Lord.
Only thing is, both of them are really male fixed and not really friends. But the thing is, not too bad. And Yokarka Venus is in the 4th house of education, but also 8th Lord Sun is in the 8th house, is in the house of education. So 4th house is a little weak. And then, in general, strength of human race is very important in any chart. And Sun is okay, but Moon is degraded and with nodes. So overall, this is not a terrible chart, but this is not really like a great intellectual chart either. This is an average chart. And the
7th Lord.
Mercury, you mean, not Moon.
No, Mr. Mercury.
Yeah. Now, what subject does she study?
Bachelor's is related to Mercury,
Yeah.
which indicates
Yeah.
commerce can be a subject, sir.
Yeah. So,
Because and there is no influence of Mars or anything of that.
if we ignore all those rules, I wanted to basically restart. Instead of saying that 9th house is bachelor, 2nd house is master's, and 6th Dekam is postdoctoral, we'll basically junk all that. Because the thing is, it's not really based on sound logic. It's just based on some rules that came from tradition, and I'm not 100% convinced that those are accurate. So what we will do is, we'll just look at the 4th house. 4th house is the house of education. And then to say that the 6th Dekam will increase the education, well, if bachelor's increases the education, won't masters also increase the education? If 4th is basic general education, I'm not really convinced that that is true. So we'll just go by the 4th house, like in the article that I showed yesterday, because that seems to be simple enough. Basically, let's keep things simple, and then build from there, from a simple basis. Let's build instead of starting with a big platform which is not really proven or stable. So 4th house is education and A4 is education, and for A4 we'll just take sign base like in the old days. So this is what I showed in the article. So if you do that, the 4th house is Aries with Mars in it. Aries with Venus and Sun in it, right? And the Arudha of 4th house is in Gemini, and that is strong with the Lord in it. So strong Mercury can show economics, finances, commerce, etc. And if you see the dashas, what are the dashas running? D24 Vimshatri Dasha. When did she finish the studies, you said?
95, sir.
95 she finished BCom, probably in May, June time frame.
Venus.
So it was in the Venus period. In the Venus period, she got her degree.
She completed it.
She probably joined, and most of her degree was in Venus period, Venus. Does it make sense? Getting a degree in Venus period does make sense. Yeah,
Venus is the yoke.
he's 5th Lord in the 4th house. He's the Yokarka.
And with the 8th Lord, so it might have also indicated that after this she might have not studied.
Yeah.
Because Sun is also with Venus and...
He shows praise. And Venus is so basically combusted by exalted Sun. Okay. So probably this Lagna is correct. So we don't have to... How much leeway do we have anyway? 2.5 minutes back it will change. So we'll just stick to this Lagna. So we'll stick to this Lagna. Now the question is, what is the Dasha running right now?
Right now is Ketu.
No, Dasha.
Sun, Venus.
Dasha, right? 2012, today is September.
Yeah. See, 2008 and 2010, she failed the exam, right? So,
Mercury, sir. Everything happened in Venus, Mercury.
yeah. So in Venus Mercury there are some setbacks relating to her education. And as far as education is concerned, the current period is Ketu. As far as education is concerned, does Ketu seem like a favorable planet? Does Ketu seem like a favorable planet? See, from Venus, Ketu is in the 8th house.
Right.
From the Dasha Lord, Antardasha Lord position is very important. So he is in the 8th house. Even from Lagna, even though he is the 11th Lord in 11th, he is also Badhaka Lord. And more importantly, he is restricting the debilitated moon. And moon is the Lord of 7th house. And 7th house is the house of desire. Right? So if the 7th Lord is afflicted, he is weak and afflicted, it shows strong desires that are unfulfilled and some frustration. Right? Desire basically gives the result to frustration if it is not fulfilled. So, with this debilitated moon owning the 7th house in this Siddhamsa, in any chart actually, if you see moon owning the 7th house and let's say he is debilitated, very likely there will be some frustration relating to desires in that area of life. So here there is some frustration relating to education. So, and Rahu and Ketu are the ones who are afflicting moon. Of course, moon by himself is weak, but those two planets are afflicting him. So during Rahu and Ketu periods, it's unlikely that there will be any happiness. Now, unfortunately, the thing is after this Venus Dasha ends, what is the Dasha? Sun Dasha. Is Sun Dasha any better? Not exactly. He is the 8th Lord in the 4th house. He doesn't really show
Education.
He doesn't really show education. So the thing is, as far as getting educated again, going to school and or maybe doing some degree is concerned, the time is not really that favorable. And relatively, Ketu is at least 11th Lord in the 11th house aspecting the 5th house. So, getting some recognition there is some possibility. So, my suggestion would be, don't really plan any new education like joining a new course or something.
Yeah, CPA only.
Just try to, because you asked to do CPA or some other education, I'm saying some other education I don't really see it as a good idea. Just go for the CPA exam maybe once more.
It takes 2 more years.
Oh, 2 more years, okay. When will that be? 2000?
They start today and she will finish only in 2 years from here.
Oh, I see. How does it work actually?
Because 2010 she failed, right? So,
Yeah.
because those courses won't be, they are all void actually.
Oh, you have to take formal courses for
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
It's not like you just go and write exam.
No.
I see.
And then prerequisites are valid for certain time.
I see. They designed it in such a way that colleges can mint money.
Contribute.
Yeah, very good. Nice. So that will be, if she starts now, we are talking about 2014 time frame. My advice would be,
It's falling in the moon, sun, moon.
yeah. My suggestion would be to see Sandasha.
Sun Rahu.
My feeling is 2015 time frame is a good time frame. So 2015. So I will suggest, my suggestion would be maybe start next year. 2015 seems like a good idea, good time period.
Why Sun Jupiter, sir?
I'm not even using technical answer, so don't ask me. But overall the thing is, you have Saturn is the Lagna Lord in the 5th house, and his Antardasha will come in 2015 time frame. So you can say that that's the reason. So 2015 time frames looks good. So maybe start next year, take it easy this year. Maybe start the courses next year and then go for this. But the thing is, I don't really see any point in going to college and doing anything else basically. Whatever she failed twice already, just try to finish that off. And how is the career, let's see. She asked about career. So how is the career? So
From like vocational courses like
yeah.
small like 6 months courses, do
Mhm.
some job, that kind of thing, rather than pursuing CPA.
Mhm. My feeling is basically the next couple of years are not really that good for education. Don't really show much success. And I think the good opportunity for success I see in the 2015 time frame, 2014, 15, 16 time frame. So basically target for that time frame. Whatever you are doing, try to finish it in that time frame. And the Dashamsha Vimshotri Dasha, let's see. The other question is relating to career, Dashamsha. And the Dasha she is running right now is Mercury.
Mercury, sir.
Before that she ran Saturn Dasha, but now she is running Mercury Dasha. How is the Mercury Dasha here? How is the Dashamsha basically?
Now Lord in third,
Yeah.
Yokaraka in fifth. It's good.
Why is she having problems in career? Why doesn't she have a proper career?
Because of the education.
I know, but the thing is, even without education, you can have it. The Dashamsha is strong. Somebody may not have good education, but still have a decent career.
That's about like 9 minutes and leverage is 9 minutes.
Hmm?
Time wise,
Yeah.
and the Lagna will change in
9 minutes earlier or 4 minutes later. So the thing is, if you change it by 4 minutes, the things that we saw earlier, for example, Siddhamsa, these things don't really make sense.
okay.
So let us stick with this. Let us say Saraswatna is right. And what is the problem basically? Why is the Dashamsha, why is her career not really that solid? What are the problems? Are there any, first of all, to see the power of any chart, apart from the Karaka house, see the Lagna Lord. How is Lagna? Lagna is in Taurus. Is it strong or weak? How do you see it? Does anybody, it has no occupants.
Right.
So see aspects. And depending on how the definition of Mandi used, Mandi may be there, but we'll ignore Mandi.
Jupiter is aspecting it.
Jupiter is the only planet aspecting Lagna.
Eighth Lord,
Eighth Lord. So the only aspect on Lagna is that of
Jupiter.
Eighth Lord,
Eighth Lord.
Jupiter. So that is not really, and it's a reasonably strong aspect, right? Degree wise. So it's actually very powerful, 90% aspect. So Eighth Lord and a functional male phase. Moreover, he is an enemy of Lagna Lord. So it's not like Eighth Lord is aspecting Lagna, but he is a friend of Lagna Lord. He is an enemy of Venus, and he is aspecting Venusian sign, Lagna in a Venusian sign by 90%, and he is a male phase, and he is Eighth Lord. So it shows Eighth Lord shows setbacks, anxieties, and instabilities. So not having a stable career, that is, so Lagna is weak. But if Lagna Lord is strong, Lagna weakness can be overcome. How is Lagna Lord? With some intelligent effort. How is Lagna Lord?
He's with the fourth Lord Sun.
He is a fourth Lord Sun. And the thing is, Venus and Sun are not really
That
friends.
to each other.
And are they close enough? Sun is at 17 degrees, right? And Venus is in Dashamsha. Venus is at 19.5. So they are actually very close. So Sun and Venus are extremely close.
Yeah, 3 degrees.
So Lagna Lord is combusted. He is afflicted by Sun, enemy Sun. So Lagna Lord is afflicted, combust, and the Lagna is affected by a functional male phase. So Lagna and Lagna Lord are very weak. How is the 10th house? It's not bad at all. The 10th house has no serious aspects. And the 10th Lord, Wanderer Lord is in the 11th house.
The other one.
Even though there is Gurchandala Yoga, the 8th Lord is affecting him, right? Rahu is being affected by Jupiter very actually quite closely. So that's not good, but still it's not that bad. He himself is alone. So aspect Rahu can negotiate. And Saturn is the other Lagna Lord. He is with the 9th Lord Mercury and he is exalted. So Saturn is actually, only thing is Mercury and Saturn are actually quite apart. So the Raj Yoga is not really that powerful. But Saturn himself.
You see Saturn with Mercury?
No.
No, actually, sorry. Saturn is also with Jupiter.
Jupiter, so 8th
Yeah.
Lord.
Are they close? They are reasonably close. They are 8 degrees. So Yokarka is again affected. So both the 10th lords are affected by the 8th lord. So that is a problem.
The Lagna, the 10th Lord.
But I wouldn't really see that as a big problem. Despite the affliction of 8th lord, Saturn is in a friendly sign, in an Adhmitra Rashi, right? So afflictions will always be there. He can negotiate that. Both Saturn and Rahu can negotiate that. So 10th is not really that weak, but Lagna Lord are very, very weak. So overall, this is not really a very powerful Dashansha Chakra.
But in the 10th Lord's time only, she did not even work.
Yeah, what Dasha?
Saturn,
Whole of Saturn.
92 to
Right,
92 to
right.
2011.
Right. Yeah.
She started the 5th Lord.
Yeah,
Fifth Lord Dasha.
that's what.
So she is running the 5th Lord Mercury Dasha. And 5th Lord Mercury is in an Adhmitra Rashi again. He is in the 6th house of service. So this is actually a decent Dasha for being in service, having a job. So overall my feeling is, this is the basic weakness of the chart is the problem, and the Dasha that is running right now is actually a pretty decent Dasha. Compared to the previous Dasha, Saturn, who is afflicted by the 8th Lord, compared to him, Mercury is not really that affected. In the 6th house, Mercury is actually powerful, 5th Lord in 6th, and he is with 3rd Lord Moon. So, but the thing is, because he is with 3rd Lord Moon, maybe short-term kind of positions are more likely. But there is a possibility of some improvement in this Dasha, in the current Dasha. But what I suggest is, in this Dashamsha, Saturn being a Yokarka, Saturn being in the 5th house, and Mercury Dasha running right now, I really suggest worshipping Vishnu. Vishwasnama is very good for her.
So if you take the same chart with the Rohini
Yeah.
Paksha,
Then the chart is mostly same.
Saturn is in the 6th house.
Yeah, Saturn is in the 6th house with Moon and Mercury.
He is exalted and
He is exalted.
why would
But his Dasha is over. His Dasha, his Mercury Dasha started much earlier.
But she should have worked between 95 and 2001 at least, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Saturn would give some amount of work.
Saturn is likely to give some amount of effort, some amount of, yeah.
And that too, right when she came out of her BCom,
Yeah.
Rahu was running, which is the other 10th Lord.
Saturn Rahu, yeah.
So at least 95 to 98 I would have expected her to work.
Yeah.
Because of this.
See, even with the Jagannath Hayanamsa, bottom line is the Saturn Dasha, basically Saturn Rahu, or even most of Saturn Dasha should have been good. The thing is, this is the thing. Dashas, just because a good planet Dasha comes, doesn't necessarily bring good results unless the chart is basically, the natal chart itself is powerful enough. If the chart is of a beggar, even if there is a Dasha that could potentially show big power, it may or may not come. So the thing is, in my opinion, the weakness of the Lagna and the weakness of the Lagna Lord are basically the main problem. So one thing is, in this kind of cases, remedies can help. If you do some remedies.
So Vishnu Sahasranama.
I suggest Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra for Saturn.
And she is trying receptionist jobs.
Routine jobs basically. Because Saturn is for routine jobs. Saturn is the 10th lord. Saturn and Rahu. Any other comments, questions, points?
And health-wise, we have got this nerve sciatica.
Sciatica?
Yeah, that is totally almost getting troubled by that. Completely, sometimes paralyzed kind of. Like
Wow.
very painful.
Very painful, okay. Okay, let's quickly see the Rashi chart. How is the Rashi chart? Dasha running right now is Venus.
Venus.
Okay. So Venus Dasha is running. How is the Rashi chart? Is Lagna Lord, how are they? How is the overall health?
Lagna Lord is in the 5th house.
Lagna Lord is in the 5th house but debilitated. Lagna contains debilitated planets. Lagna Lord is with 8th Lord. Are they far apart at least? They are. Thank God. So Lagna Lord and Rahu are 8th Lord Rahu are together in the 5th house but they are far apart. So that's not bad. But the thing is, the Lagna Lord is debilitated in the 5th house. So he is not really that strong. So Lagna Lord is not very strong. And Lagna contains Yokarka Mass. That is good actually. But he is debilitated. Now, overall, in terms of constitution, Kapha, Pitta, Vata. Is she Kapha, Pitta or Vata? Do you know how she looks?
Yeah, she looks thin and very lean.
Lean?
Yeah, short.
Short, okay. So, Lagna Lord Moon. Moon is debilitated and he is with Rahu. And Lagna contains Mars. Are there any aspects on Lagna? There are no serious aspects on Lagna. But Lagna Lord Moon is having aspects from Sun. Okay. So, there are influences of Sun and Mars.
And she has acidity and stomach upset.
Yeah, that's what I was going to expect. Because Sun and Mars are having influence on both Lagna and Lagna Lord. Sun and Mars. And moreover, Moon is in a Martian sign. So there is a strong Mars influence and also some Sun influence. Both of them are Pitta planets. So the thing is, there is some Pitta influence. There is strong Pitta. Main dosha is the Pitta dosha. So that Pitta results in a lot of fire in the system. Very strong metabolism and too strong basically that is producing acids in the body. So like hyperacidity is a possibility, headaches, migraines are a possibility, and also because of that extra unused enzymes, etc., they just go to various parts of the system and they corrode the nerves, corrode the muscles, etc. So the sciatica is basically, the root cause of the sciatica is Pitta. There is a lot of one more thing is there may be inflammation. Basically our system, when there's a lot of Pitta in the system, people are prone to inflammation. So the thing is, she needs to eat things that cooling down.
He gave the list actually for Pitta people.
Yeah. So take a lot of coriander, take a lot of cooling things, cilantro leaves, and buttermilk with cilantro leaves is very good. And in general, eat things that are cooling rather than heating the body. For example, eat cucumbers, eat green beans, eat squash. Don't eat pumpkin, don't eat mangoes, don't eat things that are heating. So if you pay some attention to the kind of food that you eat, it can help. But the Dasha running right now is Venus Dasha. Is it conducive to great health or is it a problematic period? The Dasha running right now.
He is the 4th, 11th Lord, sir.
He is the 4th and 11th Lord. He is Badhaka Lord. He is the Badhaka Lord. He is not with anybody. But he is the Badhaka Lord. So, what do you expect great health in this period? Not exactly. This is not exactly a great period for health. But the thing is it really terrible, like you expect some serious diseases, etc.? Not really. Venus is not really such a problematic planet. So this is an average dasha. So my prognosis.
Venus is nerve.
Venus
Nerve system.
is not nerve system. For nervous system, it is Mars.
Venus reproductive system.
Reproductive system. Mars is the planet who shows nerve system. And the thing is, like I said earlier, debilitated Mars in Lagna, and also Moon, who's
Okay.
she doesn't have any blood related problems, right?
No.
Because the
Because
Moon
Mars
affected.
is, like in Antardasha right now is Mars.
Mhm.
It just
Right
started
now,
a
yeah.
month back or something.
Mhm.
The problem started is that nervous problem.
I see. When did it start?
A month before.
I see. But the thing is, see Mars, even though he is Yokarka in Lagna, he is basically a debilitated natural malefic in Lagna, and he is also Rahu's dispositor. I'm not really sure if he will give relief. And Rahu, who comes next, he's not really nice either. He's the eighth lord.
Lord.
So, and even from Venus, he's in the eighth house, and he's the Bharata lord. From Dasha Lord Venus, he's the Bharata lord in the eighth house. So I'm afraid that in Rahu period, 2013, 14, 15 times then, in the Rahu Antardasha, things will become worse. So she should be careful. And when Jupiter period comes, even though Jupiter is in the 8th house, he is the 6th lord in the 8th house, giving Viparita, which is Rajoga. Moreover, his Lagna lord friend in a Kendra from Lagna lord. He may give some relief. 2015, 16 time frame basically. In the 2016 time frame, some relief may start. But until 2016, I'm anticipating that these problems may become worse. So the thing is, the best is, don't ignore the diet, don't ignore eating habits, make sure that you eat on time, eat the right kind of food for you. It makes a lot of difference. Especially as people become older, they don't realize it, but bodies start to become less able of taking any junk. We keep throwing junk into these bodies, they tolerate it for a while. After a while, they start breaking down. And once they start breaking down, it can be very, very unpleasant. It can be very difficult. So the best course of action is basically don't make that happen. Take care while you are still in a decent health. I'm concerned that in the next few years maybe not so good for her. Be very careful with what you eat and basically get some basic background on Ayurveda or go on internet and search for Ayurveda, find good food for you. Huh?
Applying Narayan Tail.
It is okay. It's not Mahanarayan time is not really. It's not really. I wouldn't.
Not for sciatica.
Yeah, not for.
Severe pain.
It's for. See, if the problem is in the muscles are weak, and you want to strengthen the muscles, then Mahanarayan Tailam will help. It's basically for Vata. So if there is a lot of dryness in the system, and the dryness is making the muscles very weak, then Narayan Tailam will help. If you basically massage the nerves, muscles with it. But here sciatica is unlikely to be because of weak muscles. It's probably a nervous condition. It's probably a problem because of the nervous system. In other words, there is too much fire in the nervous system. See, it's like electricity is being conducted in the nerves, right? Nerves are like wires that conduct electricity. So there is too much electricity flowing. Instead of 230 volts, maybe 400 volts is flowing. That's basically what you expect when there is a strong Sun and Mars influence on the Moon and on the Lagna. And also, compared to the Lagna, Moon has even worse influences. So some of it may actually be mental also. She puts a lot of stress on her mind. So doing some pranayama and then trying to control the mind may be very helpful. Basically, 65% of her problem, 2/3 of her problem is in the mind. The debilitated Moon, his affliction by Rahu, aspect of Sun on him, that is basically, and him being in an evil sign, Scorpio, that too a Pitta sign. That I see as the problem. So there's a lot of, she wants to do a lot of things, she puts stress on herself, she gets strained, she's frustrated. So there's a lot of anger and frustration. So that basically will take toll. What does is, it produces undesirable chemicals in the heart, in the brain, in various parts of the body. And then they will flow to various places in the body. And when they go to the nervous system, they make it to the nervous system from the brain. Nervous system is filled with a lot of chemicals that basically make the flow of electricity more. So that results in more, basically nerves become weak because of that. And then you start experiencing pain. So massage with Mahanarayan Taila I won't really recommend. But one idea is you can basically see what happens is when there is too much fire, too much electricity flowing in the nervous system, the Majja Dhatu. Majja is basically the marrow in the nerves. It's basically thin fluid which is in the nerves, also in the bones. So the fluid in the nerves becomes very dry, and when that dries up, that basically pushes even more when lot of electricity flows to the nerves. It results in more tension in the nerves, more pain. So increasing that fluid in the nerves is useful. And for that, the best recommended is eating more oils like ghee, for example, cooling oils. So for her, best will be either ghee or coconut oil. Using those will be good. By the way, eating coconut is good for her. Using coconut in the curry, in food. Coconut decreases.
It is because of weight. The pain because of weight gain.
Because of what?
Weight gain.
She gained some weight recently. Yeah.
It's like opposite. Like eating, so she started eating less or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, other way.
So are you saying that she started eating less now or eating more?
Eating less now because the doctor said because she gained weight there.
Okay, so when I asked is she thin, how does she look? You said she's thin.
No, but I don't know before how she was, but when compared to me, she is thin.
Please, give useful feedback. Because the thing is, moon can show kapha, and Mars can show pitta, Scorpio can show pitta, sun can show pitta. My expectation was, based on the chart, pitta is basically 70% and kapha is 30%. That was my expectation. So if she is thin compared to you, then I mean you are definitely not thin. So that's a bad comparison. So what I expected could still be true. So I was wondering when you said thin, I was wondering how. If pitta is there, basically the person will tend to be, if not very fat, they will tend to be reasonable size.
Right, reasonable size.
That is, pitta is usually reasonable size, kapha is very fat, vata is very thin. Here I don't see much vata. I see kapha, because moon is also, I was looking for moon sthiti. It's Purnima moon. If moon was Amavasya moon or close to Amavasya, he can be vata. But here is his Purnima moon. So he should be kapha. And then Mars and Sun influence will make it pitta, Scorpio influence. So overall this should be pitta and secondarily kapha. Then the constitution I will expect is, pitta people tend to be medium size unless there is a lot of vata also, which is pulling them down, and they can be then thin. They can look thin but still they have a lot of pitta. For example, like him. He has pitta but he looks thin. But the thing is, if somebody is not vata, somebody is pitta and secondarily kapha, such a person, they will tend to be either medium size or slightly more than medium. They won't be thin. So I was wondering why, and then I pushed it aside because you said she is thin. But she is not thin.
That closely, but she is definitely not like.
Yeah.
She gained weight. That's what.
Okay. In that case, eating ghee is not really a great idea. So eating ghee is not really a great idea. You need to basically reduce the pitta without gaining a lot of weight. So buttermilk is one option, and there are so many other vegetables. Eat the right vegetables, eat smart.
Stopping eating also would increase the acidity.
Exactly. The thing is, if your body is producing a lot of digestive enzymes because you are a pitta person, and if you basically don't eat the right food, if you eat a lot of food but don't eat the right food, you can put on weight. But if you eat the right food which uses all those enzymes, then basically you won't necessarily put on a lot of weight. You will put on the right amount, you will keep up the right amount of weight, and then your body will be healthy. Otherwise what happens is all the unused acids, because you are not putting enough food for them to be of use, all those unused acids will get into the system. They'll be absorbed by the blood, they will go into liver, they will go into eyes, they will go into various parts of the body. Some of it may go into nerves, and then there may be pain, nervous pain. So, well, I won't really suggest eating drastically less, but eating right is very, very useful. Definitely stay away from foods that are aggravating pitta. And one general suggestion is foods that are heavy. See, for example, milk, yogurt, these are heavy foods, they increase kapha. So heavy foods, even though they will be decreasing pitta, heavy foods will also aggravate kapha, because the problem is not only pitta but also kapha. So the thing is, foods that are light and dry, those foods will tend to aggravate vata, but that's not really her main problem. So what I suggest is, eat foods that are dry and light in nature, and which are also pitta decreasing, lowering pitta. So eat that kind of foods. Any other suggestions, comments, questions? Okay. All the best to her. And as far as health is concerned, because Lagna Lord is moon and he is in Scorpio and evil sign with Rahu, worshipping Durga is a great idea. Durga Saptashlokiya Saptashati is a terrific idea as far as health is concerned.
And he is very big worship, very religious actually.
Very religious, okay, good.
Yeah, and then he does for Sai Baba almost
Good.
24/7 pujas.
Good. That is good. No problem with it, but what I suggest is Vishnu Sahasranama for Keri and Durga Saptashloki or Saptashati for her health. Any other observations, comments, questions? We will end otherwise.
So she will settle in US only. That means,
It seems to me, actually, let's quickly look at the Sejans Vishwatri again. But the thing is, 12th house is very powerful. It seems like a sort of stepping down abroad only, not really.
they were considering if the job is not like she not getting job, she's getting frustrated.
Yeah.
Hard working.
That is the other thing. She really needs to work on her frustration, because the thing is, by getting frustrated, you are not going to solve your problems. By doing the right thing, when the right time comes, your problem will be solved. Just because you want things to happen, they won't happen. And if you don't realize it, if you keep getting frustrated, you will spoil your health even more. And whatever happened in the last few months can just be the beginning. There can be much worse things happening. So really she needs to work on her frustration. And for that, engaging the mind in some useful activities like reading some interesting books and, for example, teaching children. Have some activities. She needs some avocation, some positive avocation that will keep her busy and stop her from thinking of all these things. That is one thing. And the other is pranayama. Pranayama is really helpful for relieving the tension.
Is water, milk and water, ghee and lemon in the morning, is that good for this kind of people?
Not exactly.
Okay.
I don't
Because
know.
one yoga teacher, he suggested, he suggested.
I won't particularly recommend. Whoever she is following, she can follow them.
But is something will reduce the pitta?
See, the thing is here, pitta has to be reduced without aggravating the kapha also. So I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Saturn is using D4 and so 3.
Yeah.
She is running her Saturn right now, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, Saturn is running for a while now.
And then comes Mercury, is 9th, 12th Lord in the 12th house.
Yeah. So I think she is here for a while. I don't really see her going back to India and settling down in India soon. So whether she finds Java or not, whether she is frustrated or not, she will end up being here. That is my expectation. Okay. Let me end the class. सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु यावद्भूमण्डले सनातन धर्मो वर्धते विशेषतः भरतखण्डे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः